Welcome to Overwatch. Welcome to another episode of Coaching the Many. Today we're talking about two, not one, two Tracer VODs. So we'll try and get through them both on the same map, which is really useful. No guess my SR on this one because spoiler alert, it's in the titles right here. It's 2.8k, which not too bad, fairly respectable rating. Is that Miska from Your Overwatch? We're joined by Miska from Your Overwatch. Upcoming Project A superstar, current Counter-Strike god, and absolute legend. But yeah, we're going to talk about Tracer, like one of my favorite heroes. If sometimes I get asked the question, what if you could only have one hero to play in Overwatch forever and ever and ever? That's your hero. You're locked in. Tracer would not be a bad one. Tracer would be a really goddamn fun one to have picked. So yeah, I think she's great. I think she's fun. She's like one of the most fun heroes to play in the game. But, there's a thing that happens with Tracers where she's either massive in the game and determines everything about the game and the meta and everything around it, and you've got to have a Tracer and you've got to deal with the Tracer and everything revolves around the Tracer, or she just doesn't exist. She just doesn't get played ever, and there's a couple of good reasons for that, which is like various heroes are in the meta. Some heroes exist that do what Tracer wants to do better. Looking at you, sir. But also, just before we begin, because I want to be good about doing this, and I need to be better about doing this. If you want to see footage or your footage in Coaching the Many, well, first of all, PTL's got replay codes coming up, and I'm like, those will be incredible for this. So that's great. Until then, if you do want your footage reviewed, find a review. So this is actually recorded live, but you can go and you can play your games of Overwatch, your competitive matches, and then you go, I don't know why I lost that game, or I thought I was doing great that game, but we lost. I don't know why. Go into the replay, record it, upload it to YouTube, send it to me, oamreviews@gmail.com. It's all in the doobly-doo below. It's all in the chat at the moment. It's there. It's great. Do it. Thank you. Beautiful. Right, now that that's out of the way. Yeah, Tracer, so she's like either the most important thing in the world, or she just doesn't exist. Right now, the big issues are that Doomfist exists. Doomfist does what Tracer wants to do, but better. There's less risk. He's much safer. He can target similar heroes. His ultimate has similar value, I would say, overall, between the two of them. He's just good. He's just a better Tracer. And so that tends to just push Tracer out ever so slightly. The other issue is that Genji, who you can pair with Doomfist for a dive, pairs very nicely with Ana for those big spicy nano blades that are going to give you extra value. So Tracer's kind of in an odd place. There's also Mei in the meta as well. Mei single right click. Well, that's all that needs to land and you're donezo. So there's sort of a lot of risks associated with Tracer. But Tracer is one of those heroes where if you are very, very good with Tracer, you can carry, which is kind of an unusual thing in Overwatch. Like, you don't see that too often where you can actually have so much impact in a game where you can fully carry a match. Tracer can 100% do that, but there's a lot of setup and prep involved with Tracer that makes it work. The other footage we're going to look at, by the way, is also on Oasis, but it's console, and I'm actually kind of interested to look at it. It's quite short, but I'd be curious to see like the contrast between the two of them at the very least. Also, Tracer's motorbike. She should have that motorbike. Give her a motorbike when leaving spawn. She needs to get to where she's going faster. We could also contrast between the two and just see what they're doing right. One thing I will say is that a lot of Tracer does rely on setup. What? Okay. You guys are boned. Play slow. So, important thing to note. Like, first thing we should be reading is, what heroes do they have? McCree. I like that we just don't go closer to him. Good. McCree is a zone of exclusion. Tracer just runs at you with the motorbike. Yes! God, I want that so badly. Good setup on the Discord target. Great recall. So far, so good. The thing I love about this is we've done our setup. Good bait. And yeah, that's the danger. So, part of what makes Doomfist better than Tracer is this exact problem, right? Is this exact issue where Tracer dies so fast, and if there's any like spammy damage coming out, she dies so quickly to just about anything happening that she's just going to get blown away. And you can see kind of it manifests here, right? We recall, we're safe, we're safe, we're safe, we're safe. 150 hit points. I don't know why the Ana's followed us. Focusing. Oh god, that cacophony is horrendous. 125 hit points. Oh, we should be fine, right? But no, McCree's in one-shot range already. right? Even without a damage boost or something, 55 hit points, we are out of there. And this is the important thing with Tracer, and this is like one of the things that we're really going to have to focus on, which is that disengage. So let's talk about disengaging. And also just from like a meta sense, I did mention like we should be trying to play slow here. This is not playing slow. What we should be doing while we're waiting for this Reinhardt, so the Reinhardt's still in spawn, Doomfist is dead, all we want to do is buy time, right? This blink forward, this is the risk we take. And you could probably take that risk because we still have recall, but then after that we kind of just want to be dancing around the point. Right, we're in stall mode. We're waiting for the Reinhardt to come back from spawn because apparently he may be charged into the pit or he just was throwing. I don't know. But, yeah. The other thing is, once this shot lands, and it's kind of hard to tell because we blink and take the shot at the same time, so the visual effects kind of overlap, we just need to abort. And I think we try and abort to the left, but there's a health pack to the right, so we should probably go that way. One of the big things that we're going to need to really get a good grounding for with Tracer is, hey, we need to know where all the health packs are, which one's the nearest one, which one's safe to get to, which one's out of line of sight, which one's a big one, small one, all that good stuff. Good patience. That's what I like to see. Wouldn't mind seeing us go a little bit closer to the wall. What we can do as Tracer, and one thing I want to see us doing, is being a little bit proactive. Like, the team comp we're playing right now, okay, now we've got the Orisa, actually, this might work. That's suicide over Reinhardt, yeah, go. Nice. Beautiful, actually. Wouldn't mind seeing us tuck into the corner just a little bit more. We still have recall, so it's safe, so we want to get our line of sight. But yeah, this guy's an idiot. Don't do this. Doomfist, like, even with Steadfast, like, you can see Doomfist can kind of control the Reinhardt. The Discord Orb, which you're not going to get many games, I'm not going to lie. You don't see as many Zenyatta's. But a Discord Orb Reinhardt is tasty prey. So blinking into this corner, just getting out of line of sight at this choke point, beautiful. We still have recall if, like, the McCree wants to try and roll at us or something. We should definitely recall now. Yep, good. Take it steady. You guys now have a lot of advantages. You just got to play with your tanks. Well, actually, you don't want to play with your tanks. And this is the big thing I want to really get to, which is we need to be spending time setting up our position. Yeah, good. We want to be doing things like this very proactively. And this is a sort of a big part of Tracer. And what I would say is we need to just slow it down at this moment. Which is a weird thing to say, right? Because you think, you know, Tracer's supersonic speed. But it's really about getting into position, getting into an attack angle, and then having your blinks available to then launch the attack. So if I had to like break Tracer down into steps, it would be like step 1 is setup, and then step 2 is execute. Right? And it's like that's not a complicated game plan by any means. But it is your game plan overall. Because what we've kind of done is we've skipped the setup and we've just gone straight to execute, and as a result we've gone in with one blink. Recall's just come off cooldown, and we're kind of just rushing in on this person, while the rest of our team is still probably quite far away. It's still probably not able to do much. Like the Reinhardt, the Orisa, were still kind of stuck by the corner. So we're kind of just rushing in to try and get this done. And I know we want to leverage the advantage that we just killed the Reinhardt. The Reinhardt's still not going to really be there. And you're not going to have that much power. Sorry, it's not a Reinhardt, it's a Red Dog. So we need to let these two start putting pressure on. Just giving this a second or two and then engaging, you will have so much better results. And this is probably the most common problem I see with Tracers, which is like the over-engage. Right, just going a bit over the top. I see what we're doing. We're playing with the tanks to try and get healing. Oh, boy. I'm amazed that worked. I'm amazed that actually did something. Nice. Go get that damage down? Okay. Don't let her res. So this is where Tracer also struggles, which is why Doomfist succeeds, which is the amount of healing. Like, when Tracer was meta, the amount of healing in the game was like Ana was the most healing in the game. And Tracer interfering with an Ana, that's a big problem. Tracer interfering with the Baptiste, he can still just heal fine. Like, it's you don't have to think that hard about healing as Baptiste, you just kind of press right-click and shift, and everything has heals. So it's all okay, and it's another reason why Tracer hasn't seen as much success. So the one thing I would say, I appreciate what we're trying to do here, right? And this is correct, I would say, if you're playing McCree, if you're playing Soldier. It is kind of correct if you're playing the Tracer as well, but we have another option, right? What we're doing here, if you're not aware, is something that I try and drill into people as a Baptiste or an Ana player, which is, if you need healing, and are desperate for it, standing between me and the tanks is not terrible. It's not ideal. So we've got like the Orisa and the Roadhog here, and there's our barrier. And we're kind of stood here, and the Ana's like stood here. And so if the Ana wants to heal, she's going to have to heal through us, and by extension, we're going to get healed, we're going to get topped up, we're going to feel fine, we're going to be good to go. The issue is sometimes, you're going to need to slam healing into those tanks, and a DPS just wandering in front of you is not going to be ideal. But as Tracer, we always have that other option of going and grabbing a health pack, and there's a couple that we can always take. The enemy team does have a Tracer, so we are going to be like fighting for space. And this is why I kind of want to emphasize a couple of things of like the setup idea, because if we can take control of this area, then we've got a large health pack behind us that we can always retreat to. We have all our blinks, and we can attack from an off angle, and that's always going to feel good. Also, chances are the enemy team is going to retreat that way, which is something we're going to be talking about quite a lot, I feel. Just sort of catching the retreat. Want to comment on the nano boost here? It's definitely not ideal. I think we have more blinks though, yeah. Even with nano, I still would not like us standing in front of the window. I'd have probably just gone for like a blink through it and then maybe just gone for a bomb right onto Baptiste. I'm amazed that went through because I haven't seen his immortality field. I think this is it's always a bold choice trying to go for Baptiste because he does have that immortality. It works out. And we get into an okay position. Like, this is much better. This feels good, right? And it's another thing I always try and emphasize. If you're playing a game and you find yourself in a position where it's like, holy shit, this feels great. This feels fantastic. Like this, ooh, I'm uncontested and doing tons of damage. Ooh, yeah, I like this. How did this situation come out? And it's just because you're attacking from a bit of an odd angle. And they don't have a team that can deal with that. Yeah, the Tracer was hit by accident. It happens though, right? You got to be prepared for it. You got to have some kind of idea in your head of, oh, I'm nano boosted. Like, especially Lucio players out there, you have to have a game plan of if you get nano boosted, because it's gonna happen, right? It will occur. I like that we're tracking ults. So they're trying to take high ground. Woohoo! Good. We're also calling a lot, which is, like, honestly impressive. I love that. That's the correct reaction. Don't take any risks with this guy. I love it. You still got to respect the McCree. McCree versus Tracer, as far as duels go, it's, in my mind, it is very heavily lopsided in favor of the Tracer, because the Tracer, like, the McCree has one opportunity, but you've always got to respect the fact that McCree, especially with that damage boost, he's going to kill you in 2 shots with the damage boost. Without the damage boost, it's 3 shots, not counting headshots, right? That's not that many shots. Like, his fire rate is pretty good still. So it's something to be scared of. Now, you have a couple of options here, and the option that we take is one I don't like, which is staying at this medium range. So even though Tracer did get a buff to damage, we're going to talk about the D, because I love talking about the D. Ideal distance for Tracer is going, like, it's not point blank anymore. It used to kind of just be point blank and drilling into people. Nowadays, it's probably a little bit further than point blank, but point blank is still really good for Tracer. Of course, we don't want to be point blank at the Reinhardt. The ideal distance for Reinhardt is if this circle here is Rein, and this is the hammer reach, the literal ideal distance is here, right? It's just outside the reach of the hammer. You do want to be just a little bit too far away. So you can read it if he wants to step forward towards you and take a swing, you just step back and you're going to be okay. And you can just drill into him and do tons and tons of damage. You've got an isolated guy. We know where the McCree is, and that's sort of the big thing we want to identify. We know that McCree's here. Zarya bubble. And I'm not sure why we go, like, we can go back for this, but the team's going for this. Okay, we come back and we've got 2 blinks. I'd like to see us just go in on this Reinhardt. Because here's the thing, if he starts swinging on us, like, we can take 2 swings. If he starts swinging on us, he's dead. If he doesn't start swinging on us, he's dead. So nice. And there we go. Also, hard to see the Zen. That's a bold guy. Mr. Ramen Fetish. Okay, I want to see a setup. We're doing work trying to track all these. If I had to guess, they probably don't have a Rein ult. They don't have a Zarya ult. Definitely have Mercy ult. Definitely have High Noon. Haven't seen that. Good. This is what we should be doing, right? And this should be coming a little bit faster. But we want to be doing this. While our team is setting up on one angle, we need to set up on another. And we want to be prepared for stuff like this, right? The lone Zarya. Lone Zarya is very good for us. We want to always be conscious of the fact that, you know, there could be more people around, but going in, a little bit of poke, a little bit of ult charge. If she is truly isolated, hey. The thing you got to remember with Tracer is you have a get out of jail free card, right? This is one of the most powerful abilities in the game. Like, imagine a world where Roadhog has recall. What? Like, it's broken. It's insane. You have the ability to just instantly get out of a situation. And so fighting Tracer and dealing with Tracer is like 90% make her use recall and then see if she wants to do anything. You basically have like a workflow, a stack flow with Tracer of like, hey, harass. Harass is it with 1R and 2 S's? I think it's 1R, 2 S's. It's one of those stupid words in English. It could be either way. But harass, and then if you take damage, you recall. And then you have like options. You can either play it safe and just wait and like be very passive and, you know, just try and do damage from long range, or you can just like continue and then try and use your blinks. And this is not always going to be the case of like, I will always play it safe, because sometimes there might be someone on very low hit points, you want to go and finish them off. So you might go more into continue. And how much you want to play around with this depends so much on what is the enemy team using, what is your team using, how much pressure is your team applying, do they have strong tracer counters, do they have no tracer counters, what tanks are they playing, what supports are they playing. So it's all going to come down to your ability to go, is it safe? And that's always the question we should be asking. How safe is it if I continue to engage? They have another tracer, and that always makes it kind of scary because there is someone who can follow you. So once this recall is gone, we need to be a little bit careful. So yeah, I like the fact that we back out and then we just go and deal with the tracer. Like, we almost bait her into it. Help out Arana. Great. Arana helps do some damage and we get the kill. I like it. It's an interesting trance. I'd be somewhat cautious of overplaying out here, but yep. We've been very vocal so far. I'd probably recommend like just calling, hey, like play the choke more, but you see what I mean by like this space is not great for us. Like this feels so uncomfortable, right? Yeah, not gonna work. It's really uncomfortable. If you want somewhere better, the issue we face by being here is to get to them, we're going to have to spend all 3 blinks, right? We're going to spend all 3 blinks getting up to them, and then we got to do something. I mean, like, whatever you can do, the blinks are like how much time you have. Like, that's how I always think of the blinks. It gives you more time to do things. So if you have, you know, so you're shooting, blink, and then they have to like readjust, and that readjustment is a little bit of extra time for you to be shooting. The general like rhythm of Tracer I end up falling into, and I need to maybe fall out of it a little bit, is like clip, blink, clip, blink, clip, blink. So while you're blinking, you're reloading, and then you can just like continue firing. So while you're readjusting after the blink as well, you're getting that reload out the way. But in spaces like this where we're spending all our blinks to get in, you just end up doing kind of what we end up doing here, which is like, we do no damage from this distance. Then we like blink, blink, blink. Take some damage, so we're already a little bit scared. Blink, 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 and then... Ugh. Biggest piece of advice I will give, do not pulse bomb things that are running away from you. It doesn't work. The distance, the speed of the pulse bomb, it just doesn't ever work. You want things pushing into you for pulse bombs. Unless you are mashed right in their face, you will never hit anything like this. And it just doesn't work. If you wanted to be clever here, you could play from a few different positions. You could try and play from like over here and then like spring out and just pulse something. You could just play from here. Like, you know where they want to go. And this is where Tracer is super powerful, and I think this is something that I want to focus on for the rest of this review, is the power of Tracer is if the team pushes in from one point and Tracer pushes in from another, they back up into you and you do all tons of damage. So if this is Tracer, this is, let's just use A for allies, right, rather than T for team, which just gets confusing, right? Allies push in, Tracer pushes in from another angle, and they get pushed into the Tracer. You get to do tons of damage, maybe pick up a kill. Pulse Bomb is that much more powerful because they're walking into you.
I don't think they can touch.
And if they react to you, then they're not reacting to the team, and so on. Alright, let's see how the rest of this goes. We should still win. I'd be very surprised if we don't.
Mercy's one. I got him.
Nice! Good, 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 good. This is what we want to see. That's kind of scary. Don't fight. Stall. Stall, 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 stall! Okay. As Tracer, we technically have a couple of jobs as Tracer. The first one is damage. Like, yeah. Damage is a big part of our game plan. Oh my god, it's like probably the most key part of our game plan. If we don't do this, then what's the point? But step 2 is like, it's, you know, point touch. Like, what I'll call point touch. Right, which is, you know, if I'm in spawn right now and I'm pressing tab and I'm going, oh man, someone has to touch this, you know, you're at the last bit of overtime and someone's going to go and touch the payload, and you press tab and you see there's a Tracer on your team, you go, oh, Tracer can do it, right? Because she can do it. It's such an important facet of playing Tracer properly, which is once you see, like, this happen, and I think at this moment you're kind of like, oh, fuck. Right, and this is in-game, this isn't replay, so we can see like all these corpses here. We can see that this Zenyatta is about to get booped all the way back to Nepal. Yeah, we just want to blink away, and this point is so good for stall. We want to exploit the fact that this point is good for stall. So this like blink inwards kind of confused me.
Oh, they got point.
And all you want to do is just run them around, stall, 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 stall. And all you're doing is buying time. It's either that or you die. Like, good. Get the health pack. Nice. So you'd either just stall this forever or you try and die. You could get away with stalling it. I think it's worth stalling it there, myself. Like, as long as they haven't flipped it, just keep it ticking away. Or don't keep it ticking away, rather just sort of force them into an awkward position where they want to hunt you down. And go from there. Good setup. No need to rush to engage here, and like this is something that I think is very important with Tracer with the review, is like looking at your engages and going, is there actual value in me like double dipping here and like going back and trying to shoot here? There's a little bit on harassing the Reinhardt, but isn't that time better spent moving around and getting more into the back?
Sorry, personal?
Like, we're containing the Reinhardt, but we're not actually gaining anything, right? We're stopping the Reinhardt pushing up here. Okay. The Reinhardt doesn't really want to push up there, I think. Well, he kind of does, but like, I'd rather be pushing from a different angle here. And I can see it's like considering it. Doomfist is kind of doing the job that I want us to be doing. Again, people running away. Nice! Get on that point. Good. Good. See, this is what I like. This is what I want to point out. And I know this is the end of the fight, but this is the situation you want to cultivate and create. This is the exact situation you want. Someone is fighting and retreating into your guns, and the damage you do in these moments is insane. Right? As they're pulling back from your team, they're running into your pistols, and that gives you so much damage. Zarya's melt.
Tracer, you're so cute.
What?
You're also cute, apparently.
Okay.
It's very cute.
I have ADHD, so I have to talk in there.
Congratulations, you're cute.
I can mute myself.
No.
I'll be honest, you've been talking
I
about
like it. It's soothing.
Yeah, what are you being defensive about it? You just got complimented. It's cute. Why you mean? Why are you talking? Oh, don't want me in that shit? It's like, no. It's actually very difficult to do, I think. Playing Tracer and talking, the amount, like, I haven't seen that many pros, like, com and play Tracer. I haven't seen that many pros in the back line, like, from the back, but
Cheers.
hey, Rumple Dumple. Thank you so much. Thank you. 32 months streak, 35 months, almost 3 years, bloody hell. But the Tracers that I know, they don't speak. Like, it's such a difficult hero to play that they can't process speaking and playing at the same time. I like the GR in brackets, good round. You guys can't quite see it, but in chat it's like, GR, good round. Then it's like one person's like, good round. The other person's, get wrecked. I have ADHD, so I have to talk. The things you're saying are actually pretty good. Like, you're not being... You're tracking ults, and you're not like, kill this guy, kill this guy, kill this guy, and like thinking too independently as Tracer, which is something that happens, where you're like, oh my god, guys, I can't believe you didn't kill Baptiste, who's like 3 miles away from the rest of the team. It's all good. Like, I haven't been listening too intently to it, but it's generally been like tracking ults, calling cooldowns used, stuff like that, which is all good. Prince Royal Sir Excellent, that's one hell of a name.
Finally get to catch a stream live. Yay, me.
Welcome, 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 welcome. Again, I want to point out, do you feel the power? Do you feel the power rolling off this position and how good this feels? Oh god, they have no idea about what's about to happen to them. It's scary as hell for them, right? Now, our team kind of did something stupid. Never do this. Never ever do this on Oasis. There are 2 pathways to engage on Oasis. This is not one of them. So, a good path to engage is generally like, you know, as far as choke points go, big open space. You don't want to be funneled in through like a tiny little door, right? You don't want to be funneled in through like a little space like this. You want all this space. Oh, look at all that room. Yes, beautiful. You don't want it to be too big, too open, but just open enough where like a Reinhardt barrier will fill it. You know, that's about what you want. And there's 2 of those pathways on Oasis that are helpfully provided to you by the development team. One of them is the area over here with like the pillar, and there's like the 2 doorways, and you can go out here, and there's lots of space. It's all good. You sort of come to there at the same time as the enemy team. Or there's this bit over here, and you can kind of have like a little scrap over here. Someone maneuvers onto the point, takes control of the pillar. It's all good. What you don't generally see is people going down here through this tiny doorway, because what tends to happen is the Orisa goes on fucking special ops missions. Don't know where she's off, but that ain't right. And then everyone else is kind of stuck in this tiny little area here. What this means is that we have no assist. And this is where we need to not re-engage here. Yeah. there's a health pack. The moment we take damage, it's like... And it really is the moment you take damage as Tracer. Let's talk about kill thresholds. In general, with most heroes, I recommend you float around 100 hit points. Like, when you get under 100 hit points, that's when you really start looking for health, really start backing up and playing defensively. With Tracer, I say it's at like 130 hit points. Like, it depends on who they're running. Like, they have a McCree, I believe, still. Did we see a McCree? We've seen the Soldier. And a Boptis. I haven't seen the other DPS, actually. Even with that Soldier, I'd still say, like, 140. Like, which basically means when we take damage, we wrap up what we're doing and we get out. Right? And it's not always hard and fast. Like, if they're super close to dead, sure, you can try and race them for the kill. But 70 hit points? 70 hit points is way too low. Like, you cannot engage on 70 hit points. That's 1 McCree shot, it's 1 rocket, it's, 4 hits from Soldier. It's 1 Zarya right-click on decent charge, it's 1 Reinhardt swing, 1 Fire Strike. There's so many things that just instantaneously kill us. Instantaneously kill us. Nice. The Baptiste fucked up there, badly. Don't over-engage. I'd like to see us setting up somewhere here, unless our team is going elsewhere. Yeah. That's it. Don't blink away. Don't blink around too much. Blinking is loud. They can hear it. Don't engage. So this is something that I used to do a lot, and still do to some degree, and it needs beating out, because what you're about to do and what you're about to see here is we engage, but no one else is engaged at the same time, because they are currently still setting up. Right? They're slow. They're not Tracer. Right? You're thinking at like supersonic speeds. They're still like mumbling their way to the point. They're like on their way over. You can't engage now, because this is what it looks like. You do this, and then you're lucky he didn't just turn around and like blow your goddamn head off. And you can die doing that because there's a damage amp available to him. So you've got to be so careful about stuff like this. You've revealed your position. You've So, there. Right? This happened because we did that shot. And you can do a couple of different things. Like, we actually get quite deep in here. There's nothing stopping you just, like, blinking and going across the other side and just setting up, like, behind them. Right? You could go all the way across, go all the way around, and come in, like, through the back way here and get set up, like, up here. Get set up from this angle. You could just stay down here and just wait. But the thing I always will recommend, and this is why I have that workflow of 1, setup, very, like, heavy in my head, of step 1, setup, step 2, engage, or execute, right? Is there should be, like, 1.5, which is, like, check. And it's check what your team is doing. Because if you're playing McCree, right, let's imagine we're playing McCree right now, and we tried to do this, you'd be a lunatic. You'd be stupid, right? Why would you ever do this as McCree? You wouldn't. He doesn't have the tool set. But you've effectively done the same thing of, I'm going to engage on my own against all 6 of their team. McCree one shot, mercy boost. Pop. This is why we gotta, like, pay attention to what they're running. We need to keep tabs on what one shots they have available. I think Soldier Rocket with damage boost might one shot. Maybe not. It'll be close. I'm not actually sure on the exact numbers these days. I saw the Soldier buff though. That looks hype. I'm hyped for that. Like 6-second cooldown on rockets, isn't it? Ooh, that looks tasty. But yeah. $120 times 1.3. Yeah, it sounds right in my head. Yeah, it should be what? Is that? I'm not gonna do maths. Don't do maths on stream. My instincts say avoid that.
Let's take point.
Yeah, just good call. Very good call. This is not a bad time to actually just go with the pulse bomb. Pulse bombs are very disposable. Never feel bad about just like overusing them for a quick kill. Because here's a rule of engagement. Here's a rule of any combat situation ever. There's a couple of nuggets of wisdom. The first is that everyone has a plan until they're punched in the face, which, it's basically it kind of speaks for itself. The second is the longer any combat goes on, the more chance there are for things to go wrong. You'll want to just like get it over with as fast as possible. This guy is isolated. He's a Soldier 76. You're coming in from behind him. He's busy fighting. You just run up to him and just throw a pulse bomb at him. The first thing the pulse bomb does, pulse bomb actually does a few things. First, if you stick him, he's dead, which is always great. That's always a barrel of laughs. The second thing that happens is even if you miss it, it creates like a zone that he cannot stand in anymore. He has to run out. So he has to prioritize dodging rather than fighting back. And you can kind of keep tabs of where that zone is because you can see where you know where the grenade's going to go. So if we like ran forward and threw it, we know that it's going to land kind of in this area. So as long as we don't step into this area, we should be okay. He's probably going to run this way, so we just keep running this way and we catch him and kill him. It's great. How do you find shift to ult? It's something that I've seen tracers do a couple of different things. Some of them have right click for ult as well, instead of right click for blink, which I quite like myself, just because the gameplay flow for Tracer, but I'm kind of used to the Q as well. Hotkey setups are very personal though. Yeah, you Q for blink. I'm not actually keen. How do you manage blinking to the left? Like that's the one concern I have with Q, right? It's very hard because of how you have your fingers with WASD, right? So let's just like WASD is a little bit off center like that, so it's like that. And then you have Q here. And I find like the way that I have my finger, my ring finger, is on A, and I use that to press Q, right? It's like finger, finger, finger. And then this finger goes and presses Q. So I struggle with, like, if I need to do anything moving left and have it on Q, it's difficult. It's like awkward. You blink with the right click. Okay, that makes more sense.
Watch for McCree on flank. Use high noon.
That's all personal. It's all that matter. This is something that someone else does, but I want to highlight it because I hate this mentality.
I got solo shattered.
I got solo shattered. Oh my god! I hate it when people do that. I can't believe he solo shattered me. As a long-time support main, get used to it, right? Like, the amount of times I've had Reinhardt's just solo shadow me as, like, Ana, and I've just been, like, stuck, and they just solo shadow me. Because the kill is the value. Killing one person with an ultimate, especially, like, one like Earth Shatter, is value. Right? Grav, okay, sure, whatevs. Shatter, yeah, if you can get a single kill off Shatter, get the single kill off Shatter. Do it safe. He should be honoured. It's not even that, it's just, it's good gameplay out of the Reinhardt. It shouldn't be a surprise, and it drives me crazy when people have that mentality of, oh my god, I can't believe he did that. It's like, it should be in your head that that is an option available to people. That they can, if they have that all available, they could break it out. If you haven't seen that Reinhardt Earth Shatter and you're playing Roadhog, and he shatters you just to kill you safely, yeah, no, that's value. Notice the power, right? And this is where I, work myself out of a job, because what I want to teach you is, like, how to find those moments where, hang on, this feels really good. This feels really good. Like, our team isn't quite engaged, but we're kind of contesting the point. We have time to set up. We spend a blink to sort of set up on the Mercy. The McCree appears. We react to it. Back away. Good. The reason why I highlight good is we're safe until the Mercy gets onto him. We see that the Mercy is on him, and we recall pretty quickly. Like if that was a hair faster, I'm like, oh my god, he's got damage amp. Because it'll take him 2 shots to kill us. Good. That's it, just focus the Zarya. Let me stop focusing the Zarya. So here's the thing. I know that, like, this Reinhardt's like, oh my god, he's right there, but we need to finish that Zarya. This Reinhardt is not affecting anything for a good bit. He's just running around swinging his hammer. He's not actually that scary. Tracer's very good for finishing people off. Okay. So this might look like setting up. Let me tell you why this setup is wrong. So we're doing it. Why did the Zen ult? Because he's scared. If I had to guess. Yeah. The Zen has no idea what's happening on the point. He wants to get to the point quickly. Potentially the last fight, he sees that people are hurt, and so he's going to ult. He doesn't know. He didn't need to. The Zen could have asked, like, ideally he could have just gone, like, do I need to ult? And someone could have gone, no, it's fine, it's all good. But people are panicky. It's that mentality of, like, if I ult and I don't need it, I look a little bit stupid. But if I don't ult and we needed it, I've lost us the game, right? Playing on the side of caution. So this is kind of the right idea, but this is the main pathway. We don't want to set up on the main pathway. They're going to come through here. We know they're going to come through here. We don't want to be here. You could. If you're feeling really spicy, you can go down here and you can just start poking at them just to start generating some ult charge. It does charge the enemy supports, but it's always an option. But I don't like us being in the team like this. Did they use Grav? They didn't. Good that you're thinking about it. I don't like this flanking Orisa. I don't like this flanking Orisa at all. Okay, good. Again, this... This is what we should be doing. Too far. Pulse bombs are something that take practice. I spent a good while practicing them. I can't remember how I did it. I think I just played like a shitload of quick play, just sticking people. And like seeing what worked and what doesn't. The important thing with pulse bombs, I find, is to just keep remembering what doesn't work. Distance. Distance doesn't work. You want to get really, like... There's a reason why you can read a Tracer pulse bomb. And it's because they generally like blink right into you, which they normally don't. So if we wanted to do a normal engage, right, what we do is we'd be shooting. And we kind of just blink like this and we just start shooting. A pulse bomb would be blink, and then bomb down. I assume there probably is a workshop mode to practice pulse bombs. There's tons of resources out there now. You can go into deathmatch and just play around with that. You can just but the big thing is, like, note when the pulse bombs fail. We had another blink there that we could have used, and recall. And there's a reason why you generally see it like blink, recall. Because if you got right into that and you just pulse bomb like right around the other side of this pillar, good chance you do a ton of damage to this area, good chance you kill the Mercy, good chance you kill the Baptiste. And if he does use Immortality Field, well, you take it out and you do a ton of damage. It's not the end of the world. Like, the way it works with the Immortality Field is everyone will be on super low hit points for a very brief period of time until Baptiste heals them all up again. But it will, like, you know, the Immortality Field, Baptiste is stuck, and if he has other people stood next to him, they'll still take the damage. They'll just be on like 25 hit points or 50 hit points. I want to say it's like 25 hit points. It's not much. Recall? Good. The moment you hear that Tracer gasp, that's always a good indicator of like, I should recall. Of the get that recall done. Okay, what a game. So again, I want to see us do setup. You can go with this Doomfist, by the way. Like, there is nothing wrong with you going with the Doomfist and contesting the high ground. Because you two combined will beat even like a Lucio rollout. You'll get there first, and you can, like, the Doomfist is very powerful up here because he can just knock people off, but you're also, like, very useful for keeping him safe. There's a health pack you can play around. Both of you engaging together is not necessarily a bad thing. So as long as you're not engaging with, like, the majority of the team. Splitting up isn't terrible either. Yep, just get out of there. That's not a good fight for us. Soldier is kind of a problem for Tracer. Notice that this doesn't feel as comfortable as we're used to. At least I don't think this looks as comfortable, which is like, I don't feel like we're doing a huge amount of damage here and we're just taking tons. This is where we're playing Soldier 76 at the moment. And I say with this team comp, like, this isn't a bad team to play Soldier or McCree with, by the way. It's just this Soldier kind of scares us out, and Soldier's a scary dude as Tracer. Like, the self-heal is kind of a pain. The thing, you could have a few options here. You could blink past him and just, like, go into the back, or, like, blink this way and just go fully into the back line. If he wants to chase you around, he can. You do outpace him, you do outspeed him, so you'll be able to kind of get to where you need to be, rather than ending up kind of stuck where we were. But this is why I mentioned that high ground earlier, because if you take that, you have so many options on where you can engage to, right? You can come out here, you can come out here, you can come out down here, and it gives you options and pathways. We definitely don't want to get stuck here. Anytime you're kind of stuck fighting in the choke, that's always going to be Frown Town for Tracer. There are moments when it works, but we want to get out of there. I don't know what your Arisa's doing. I would recall there. This is the thing with Tracer. We take like one hit and we're on 8 hit points. At least it feels like, yeah, oh god, we've been hit once and we're... This area fires or right click and we die. Dying is super bad. Like, even now, we're not really safe, you know? This is one good shot and we're dead from a lot of things. There it is. There it is! Bop. Whoop. Okay. Lul. Yep, keep that pressure on. Good call.
Don't let Mercy res.
Good. Good. Notice we're standing in a place where they have to run into us. That always feels nice.
Hold on.
Got a lot of tilters in free-for-all. I love it when people tilt in free-for-all. It warms my heart. You have a pulse bomb coming up.
Sorry, has no bubbles.
I'd like to think about using that. Like, with pulse bomb, you want to kind of use it almost on cooldown. It's pretty spammable.
Sorry, has no bubbles.
I do think our Arisa's a little bit, like, overeager to engage. So find it, like, instead of playing back here, this is the thing I want to kind of highlight. Like, we have options, right? You can't, like, I would just blink this way and try and get, like, a peek on seeing if anyone's coming through here. If they are, you can just blink out and bomb them. Right? Or you can go all the way around and try and get in behind them. with Tracer, you have time to kind of get places, especially if you have a team like Hog Reaser that can kind of choke up something for a little while. Just notice this feels uncomfortable. Like, I'm uncomfortable looking at this. Whoa! Pulse Bomb Halt is a very good combo, by the way. Even better when you don't need to rush it.
Sorry, no personal.
Oop.
Burn berry, he has shatter.
So they used everything.
Hey, you think they use it for full stack?
Did they use absolutely everything? Or did they use Shatter, Grav, High Noon, Visor? I don't think they used Amp Matrix. I think Amp Matrix is the only thing they use, and that's because they didn't use it, and that's because they used it in the previous fight. They have nothing.
Yeah, they use pretty much everything except for BAP and
Yeah, that's scary.
Helper Orisa.
Don't feel okay, especially with Moira's. Don't feel bad about just like stepping into the healing spray
Helper.
because it goes through people. We should be scooping up that healing. If we're not gonna if you're not gonna recall the instant you take this damage, which I would have, because I'm terrified. Because here's the thing that occurs to me, right? And this is the thing. If you die now, and you can die from a stray Zarya bubble hitting here, or a stray Zarya right click hitting here, rather, or a soldier rocket hitting the wall behind you. Like, there's so many things that can kill us. I'm just hitting that recall button. Because we still haven't set up as well. Like, there's going to be time. There's going to be the seconds we need to get that on cooldown. Off cooldown, rather. We're playing Soldier. We started playing Soldier 76. We kind of lost confidence, I think.
Sorry. They are. We win this easy.
You almost have a pulse bomb. Like, you can do some really dirty things with Tracer. Phrasing. You could play from here. Build up, like, blink, blink, shoot, and then pulse bomb. Right? Like, there is literally, and just kill someone coming out of spawn into the back of their team. It works. And then you just recall out if you need to. And then just run away. Like, there are setups you can do. You could just hide over here if you really want as well. And just wait until they start pushing. Blink in the back of them, pulse bomb. Like, there are options available to us.
Break over mercy.
And it's not like, go do this. It's just like, hey, these options, they exist. And people don't go through this doorway. I'll tell you now.
Which means I can no longer get one shot.
Every time a lower rank tracer is being coached, don't be Soldier. Yeah, it happens a lot. It really happens a lot. It's worth just like keeping in mind, like, what makes my hero strong? Am I playing Soldier? And honestly, it's a good question to have in your mind if you're playing Tracer. Am I playing Soldier 76 right now? Because if you are, go play Soldier. He's not bad. As much shit as Soldier gets, until you hit Grandmaster, I think you are absolutely A-okay playing Soldier 76. People kind of took the, oh my god, Baptiste does the same DPS as him if Baptiste does nothing but focus on doing damage, and ran with it, and then it's not really the case. Yeah. It's the thing with Tracer though, right? You can do the blink to avoid McCree. You see McCree, you blink out. Oh look, we're safe. You blew his flash as well. You can go back in if you're feeling spicy. We take the damage, we take the shot, recall. Like, the thing with Tracer you got to remember as well is you have a button that is like so chaos, right? They have a brig. Okay, that changes things actually. There's the brig. I thought I saw an armor pack go on him. I'm like, wait, what? Oh fuck! That changes the game slightly. You could, in theory, try and blink forward, pulse on the floor, and then just blink straight away, but that's risk. That's very risky. Yeah. See what happens when we run into choke points, though. When we run into like the main choke points. Doesn't end well.
We win this.
It's amazing, a 65% win rate on Torv, so I just dropped the mindset of, oh, there's bad heroes, everything will work in the right circumstances. 100% the case. Until you hit, like, High Master, Grandmaster, and even then, like, if you're good enough on certain heroes, they will work. It's just about knowing where certain heroes are strong, where they're weak, and how to leverage their advantages.
Leaving.
And understanding that sometimes the hero you're playing ain't the choice. There are going to be times when you are trying to make a certain hero work, and it's just not going to work. This is a good situation. As weird as it sounds, I wouldn't blink into the Reinhardt. So the only thing I would change with this is like correct. This is what it should look like. I just wouldn't blink into the Reinhardt. You could just run and start poking at the Reinhardt, and then suddenly the Reinhardt has to make a choice of, does he block you? Or does he block the rest of the team coming in? Because if the Reinhardt's back here, then the rest of your team has a free entry, right? The only thing we need to be conscious of is, yeah, someone needs to touch. Yeah, look, your team made it in, because the Reinhardt's back here. And this is where that, like, setup, check, execute falls in, right? We're doing the setup. Now we need to do the check. Also, you only need to touch in the last, like, I would recommend trying to touch at about 97 to 98%. Don't try and touch on 99%. It doesn't work. The amount of time where people go like, oh my god, but I was touching it! Like in Overwatch, you learn. Be a bit early. Be a bit early. It's good for you. And then you just tap it and then you get out. Like, don't stay. Do not stay. Just blink off. And get out of there. You want to tap it, trigger the overtime, and then you can tap it again if you need to. You don't need to stay on it. And coalescence, and that should be it. Yeah, they got it. Okay, we got a pulse bomb. Very important pulse bomb. I want to see us do good things with this one. They have to rush. They have to rush. So, oh, I don't like what your Reese is doing. No, I don't like it at all. Right? Yeah, make this guy super uncomfortable. Nice. I see that we're trying to be super sneaky for this bomb. We don't need to be this sneaky for this bomb. They have to run onto the point. Just doing it, and here's the thing, there's so much happening at this point. If you shoot the Baptiste in the back, he's worried about like this guy, and the Doomfist ult, and the Orisa doing something weird in the back line. Like, just doing a little bit of spray here to get the last 2%, I think that's absolutely fine. Get 2 blinks and then you can do, hey Sulak, it's good to see you again. Because then what you can do is just run up to the back of these guys and bomb them, or run up to the back of this soldier and bomb him. I'm kind of shocked we didn't react to that Reinhardt. When this happens, when you get that big meaty on the bomb, you get out of there. And you don't go back. I think you were just too hesitant. Like, we're just too scared. And yeah, I don't know what the Orisa's plan was. Orisa is not a flanker. I'm going to appear behind them and then kill them. And it's like, no. Just stand in front of them, play with the team. This is why, like, knowing the hero and understanding the hero is so vital. Roadhog appearing behind your team, terrifying. Reinhardt appearing behind your team, terrifying if he has Earth Shadow. Zarya, if she has Grav behind your team, it's kind of scary. Not the scariest. You kind of want the area to be active in the fight. Yeah. If they go for a cheeky halt and pull people over the edge, spoiler alert, the enemy team, like, because she set this up at like 80%. Because I remember commenting on it and going like, what the hell is she doing? Yeah. Right, they're at 87%. Right, this is an 8. I know it looks like a 6. Right, 90%. They are not running up the stairs. Just so you know. They ain't going that way. I would 100% pulse bomb this Reinhardt, by the way. Just stay on him. Stay on him and pulse bomb him. Like, kill him as fast as you can. Because he's clearly, like, rushing to get to the point. Very alone. You got Doomfist over here, who can isolate anyone else coming through. Just stay, because, yeah, he takes 2 swings to kill you, right? So if he does start swinging, you can recall, you can blink away, you can pick up a health pack, you can find ways out. You have a margin of error with Reinhardt that you can play around with. And that margin of error is 1 hit. Right, there's your margin of error, and then we fuck up. I don't know what the Orisa was planning. The thing that tilts me, by the way, and this is just like to segue into Orisa coaching. Orisa is so good on this point. This pit is basically a kill. I know it's not like the well on Ilios, but it is basically a kill, right? Because if someone's down there and they don't have a way to get back up, they have to go all the way around to come back out, and it's so difficult and it takes so long that it's basically like 0.75 of a kill. It's really good to pull people into this. So as a Orisa, you want to play around this pit. Like, you 100% want to use this pit. You can put yourself on the other side of it, pull people into it, use Roadhog to pull people into it. It's incredible. Use it. Use it, use it, use it. Takes almost 8 seconds to get out. It's a kill period. It's real good. It's so good. If you're playing Lucio, boot people into it. If you're playing Hog, pull people into it. If you're playing Orisa, pull people into it. It's good. It's good. It's good. Use it, use it, use it. Okay, this isn't the only Tracer, though. We got another one. So, yeah, the big thing here is we need to start doing the setup, right? By far, I think the biggest thing that we need to do is just, like, setup. And then I'm going to do it as a 3-step plan. Setup, check. Just take a look. You know, if you have the time, take a look, see where your team is at, see if they're going to do something, and then engage or execute. Like, go for your plan. But, like I said, we have more Tracer footage. So I'm going to do a twofer. I'm going to do a 2-on-1. Also, this is just 10 minutes long. It's also a console. You can tell, because L1. I'm sure someone is swearing in Russian at the start of the game. This one is a little bit different, right? So in the previous team comp, the team comp kind of had no synergy, right? We had Hog Orisa, okay, good start. Doomfist Tracer, okay, very heavy dive with not very heavy dive, and then the supports kind of flexed around a little bit. We had like an Ana for a while, and then we had a Moira. Moira works a little bit better, to covering all the bases. This one, this is much more in line with like, hey, this is pretty heavy dive. Like the exception being the Ana. You could play a Lucio instead, but the Ana, like, if the Ana knows what they're doing, you can do this. It's just the Ana might die a lot, but the Ana should be just trying to build up Nano and just Nano boosting either the Genji or Nano boosting the Winston as needed, or the Moira. If you're feeling real spicy, don't Nano boost Moira. It just doesn't actually kill that many things. Doesn't make it that much better. Yeah, Winston or Genji, 100%. Is the Ana bait? The Ana is just, it's there to just try and provide a little bit of extra healing. By the time the Ana's dead, someone else should be dead. And so this is the exact same thing I saw when I like checked the first couple of seconds of this, which is we run in with the rest of the team, and then there's like no setup. Like we take the damage, and then okay, now we have to go here. There's nothing stopping us just like starting by going around here. If we are following with the rest of the team, the Winston has to have a very clear game plan. And here's the thing. We are following this Winston. See, this is what we want to see, right? This is the kind of thing I was trying to push at, right? If they want to retreat, they retreat into the Tracer. They retreat into us. And that's very good for us. And that's how we get kills.
Recognition for my flawless
Ooh,
service.
bits. Hey, that's
Thank you for your coaching.
You are more than welcome.
OMHYP.
OMHYP! Nice. Thank you. Recall. Good. Nice, 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 nice. So far, so good. Right, this is more of what Tracer gameplay kind of should look like, which I'm enjoying seeing. Just kind of like being annoying on the flanks until we have that opportunity to go in and confirm a kill. Like, someone's alone, someone's isolated. Notice that we take time out of fighting, right? We're technically not doing anything except repositioning during this time. But it's worth doing, because hey, now we can pressure the shit out of this Ana. She nades, instantly recall. You want to do that every single time. Pretty much no reason why not. There we go. Blink out, get the health pack. And then yeah, you can just back out. No need to stay. Go find someone else. What I will say with dive, if you want to find ways to coordinate your dive. Nice. Good job from the Ana. Very good job from the Ana console as well. I'm actually kind of impressed. Coordinate with the Winston. The reason why is the Winston, in general, the Winston has the biggest medius cooldown on his leap. Genji dash is kind of similar, but it's easier to coordinate, like it's easier to see and know what the Winston's doing than it is to see what the Genji's doing. And when the Winston's in, he can't get out. So, like, if Tracer engages and it's bad, she can just blink out or she can recall. Genji engages, he can deflect and run away. Winston engages, he bubbles and then stays there for a little period of time. Right? He's stuck. He's in there. He's not doing anything else. So, yeah, just always keep that in mind. Like, follow the Winston if you're playing dive. If you want, like, a quick, easy, hey, I'm playing comp, hey, we're playing dive, just say, hey, Winston, we're all following you. You go on something, we go on something with you. And then actually do it. This is bold. Okay, you got the field. So this, let's play around the bomb. Let's play around the bomb as much as possible. So we start off, and hey, yeah, he rips us into pieces with like a headshot, right? We take a juicy chunk of damage. We opt to go for the health pack. Against the Baptiste, yeah, allowable. Like, kind of risky. There's a Genji around as well, I can kind of hear him. Here's the thing, once that immortality field is out, you don't have time as Tracer to go and kill the field, kill the Baptiste, deal with everything else. Like, the immortality field buys the enemy team time to react to you. That's all it's trying to do. And it does the job. The thing is, you got a pulse bomb. If they have no immortality field, this sucker's on like a 20-second cooldown these days. It's nuts. Right? That's gone. That's absent from the next fight. Super high value. Super high value. Just to get the immortality field when you have pulse bomb, you want that. This Moira sounds like a bundle of joy. I can already tell this Moira is going to be raging soon.
Please don't come back, come back.
Got the fade, good. Excellent. I like the 360 no-scope as well, look. Woo! Yeah. Let's talk about this, because this is a very important mindset to get into, which is generally like, there are two phases to killing a lot of heroes, and it's generally like, step one is like poke into cooldown, and then step two is confirm, and you go in and confirm the kill. And this is true for any hero that has like a big defensive cooldown. Genji, Moira, Baptiste, even like Ana with the heal nade, like she's going to nade. She is going to use that thing. If she has it, she's going to use it. So you need to fight with the mentality of, I need to get that cooldown gone, reset, and then come back in and kill them before it comes back off cooldown. For different heroes, of course, it's going to be different timings, but that's the big thing. With Zarya, Bubble, McCree, Flashbang, all of these things, the fight is about bait their cooldown, kill. Bait their cooldown, kill. Hey!
Pog 360.
It is, it's nuts. Like, I was not expecting 360 no-scopes in my gold console game. It's there. It's nutty. I love it. Notice again the feeling of power. By the way, this is something I will keep drilling into people. Notice how good this feels, where the fight's happening somewhere else. We're poking off a flanker. Also, good damage. I don't know how good the aim assist is on console,
Welcome
but...
to Overwatch,
Oh my god, we got the hype train. Hype, guys! Woo, this is totally not an artificial way to get subscriptions. No. This is a good time to subscribe. Oh boy, if you haven't subbed already, you want to fill that bar up, don't you? Oh yes, let's use that mental trick that makes you want to complete things. Oh boy, just one more person and that bar fills up. Isn't that exciting? I think that's exciting. Hopefully you think that's exciting too. Haha, I really shouldn't do that. It's just negative to me to point this shit out, but there we go. Thank you, Sulak. Very much appreciated. Okay. There are a couple of trains of thought with pulse bombs. Prime sub, guys. Oh yeah, baby, let's go. Roll them out. I'm pretty much sure that everyone in here might be a subscriber already, so it's generally the way with my streams. Oh, hey,
for my
got some bits though.
service.
Nice.
Choo choo.
Incredible. Incredible. Ah, bestow that wealth upon me. Right. Blink in. So there's a couple of ways to do pulse bombs. First is you blink and you just throw it forwards and it comes out in an arc. Second way, most common way you'll see pros do it, because they've kind of done this since D.Va was the counter to Tracer, and to stop this, is you minimize the distance to travel. So you blink in, you look at the floor, and then you pulse bomb the floor. And the nice thing is, I remember like way during the beta, I think it was Mendo Kusai, who's now like an Apex pro, but he's like a really good guy, really, really nice guy. Very intelligent player, very gifted player. just kind of great streamer, kind of has not discipline issues, but I think he has like slight issues with anxiety and depression that sort of take away some of his competitive edge. But he raised a very good point, and I've kind of stuck with it ever since, which is sticking someone is very reactable, right? Because think about it from the other side. If someone gets stuck next to you, you get this big thing that appears on your screen. It's like, duh, 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 and it points towards where they are, and you know exactly where they are. When it's on the floor, though, that thing just kind of appears, and then you move, and it just kind of like ends up all over the place. You don't know where it is. It's so difficult to place it in your mind of where the fuck that pulse bomb is. And it's not even stick behind them. It's just stick in the middle of them, because I guarantee you someone's going to be stood on top of that thing, and they're going to get this thing that just goes around their screen. I was like, it's here somewhere, and you're just going to go, what the fuck? I don't know where to go. And then boom, they die. It's so difficult to deal with. So pulsing the floor is actually a real nice idea. Yeah, bully this Reinhardt. This is Genji's time to shine. We just take a breather, put your feet up, let Genji do his Genji thing. Next fight we need to be a bit cleverer. Good job. They're gonna have to rush for this, so hey. I'm not the keenest of those standing at the choke point here, but nice. This I like a little bit more. And it's not even about killing this Genji, it's just about contesting him. It's about making him... So what we want to do... If this Genji wants to touch the point, he can touch the point, right? He can deflect and then dash, and he will touch the point. What we want to do is create a situation where when he touches the point, he has nothing. That he's used his deflect, that he has no hit points, and that he has to use his dash. So just contesting him a little bit, like using the health pack over here. And you're not even playing to kill him, you can just like kite back and forth and just like use the wall for health, all this kind of stuff. So you just play around in this space, and you just like gun at him, wear him down, grind him down, and you go from there. Hello, Johnson. Good to see you. That's all we're looking to do. Burn some time. Nice. They had to use a mortality field, they're having to rush onto the point. This is pretty much a slam dunk, it feels like.
Recognition.
Hey, oh my god.
Hype.
Hype! Oh my god! It's at 100%. Look, YouTube, just so you can see it. Look at this great moment. Look, hype! Ah, pog. It's so exciting. Ah, level 1's complete, guys. But you'll never guess. You'll never guess what's coming. It's level 2. It needs more to fill the bar. Oh my god. But hopefully you've been conditioned like good little drones, and you want to fill that bar too, because that's capitalism, baby. Makes me sick. It makes me sick, but I'm not above employing these methods. That's what dono bars are for. That's why people have bars with little donations on. And it's like, oh, I can fill that up. I should do it. I should really do it. Okay. It gives me... Oh, yeah, no, it gives me money. I need that money. I badly need that money. I'm just too cynical. So, yeah, a little bit too early to the point. It's fine. Honestly, this position here, I would love it if we just blinked like over this way almost and just sort of poked around from in here, because we know that they probably want to come in through here or they're going to come in through the other doorway. So we can kind of set up in that and try and retreat from that pathway a little bit. This is where the main fighting should be happening, right? On any given point in Oasis, this is usually where the main fight happens. Like, there's generally a lot of damage getting thrown through here, and I'm not happy with us fighting in here. Going across here, we have another option. One of the things with high-level Tracer play, like super high-level Tracer play, is there's kind of two games of Overwatch happening at the same time. There's the main game of Overwatch, and then there's this little sub-game over here, which is the Tracer versus Tracer. Right, it's the TVT matchup. And there's kind of a very interesting interaction that happens between the two, and this is like pro-level stuff, which is like, you know, it was a case in the past of the Zenyatta would try and keep the orb on the Tracer, and then the goal would be to try and pull the orb off the enemy Tracer to make the Zenyatta use it on someone else. So then that gives you an advantage in Tracer versus Tracer, so your Tracer can then win, because Tracer with orb is oftentimes better than Tracer without orb. So it's like a division of resources. Nowadays, it might just be like an Ana nade or something, or an Ana heal going onto the Tracer to keep them up and running. This is way beyond anything in gold. But it is an option if you see the enemy Tracer to like try and contest them, and if you think that you're better than them, if you think your Tracer versus Tracer is very good, for example, you can go and fight them. It kind of nullifies the both of you, because if it's played in a certain way, it will just waste all the time. But yeah, it's always an option. That's terrifying. This is console as well, so that's even more terrifying. Pharmacy, yes. Pharmacy scares me as Tracer. Just because one stray rocket and it's kind of like the end of your life. So we want to be very careful about that. I'm very worried about us fighting through this main thoroughfare. Like, I'd much prefer it if we just kind of went all the way around and went into the back.
Oh, fucking bitches.
Oh, yep.
TRACER.
Tracer! I am Russian, Moira, I am upset. I shout at everyone. I'm assuming they're Russian, they sound Russian to me. I'm amazed they're speaking English. If this was Counter-Strike, they'd just be shouting in Russian at this point. You just have an endless tirade of, "Oh my god, blitz!" Non-stop. Very bold. I'm not a big fan of this. We're right in focusing the Zarya. I don't like us nuzzling into Zarya's face like this, because she does a lot of damage.
Recognition for
Oh my god!
flawless service.
Yes!
Kill all the bars.
It's worked! It's worked! Guys, I'm going to interrupt all our content and everything that's happening. We've got another 100%. Look at that go. Look. Brace yourselves. It's going to say, hi! Pog, 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 pog. But, would you believe it? You guys have done it. You've completed level 2. What great chat you are. What a great community this is. Oh my god. It's incredible. But, can you slay the dragon that is level 3? Can you do it? I don't think you can. I think it's impossible for you guys to beat level 3. I think no one could beat level 3. Not a single soul could possibly handle level 3. So yeah, good luck. There's not much to comment on here. We're just finishing up. So yeah, the community is pretty great though. You guys are great. Yeah. There are many days where I'm surprised that anyone even bloody turns up, and I am eternally thankful that you guys actually do. Ooh, that's a brig. They have a brig now. And there's also a pharmacy. The noise, the tracer noise. Let's internalize this noise. Josh, you want my Prime sub? I'm not gonna say no. it's free. It's literally free money. If you're gonna Prime sub, use it. I need to use mine more proactively. Yeah, it's literally money on the table. So yeah, be very careful in engaging in places like this. We want to be looking for opportunities to not engage in places like that, and that's sort of one of the big things I'm noticing between both of us. Yeah, this is more like what we should be doing. But that Brigitte is going to cause us problems. That's kind of what she does. That's what she do. No. God. I know she's been nerfed. She's been nerfed. She's been nerfed. She's been nerfed. It's okay. It's okay. Bloody hell. It's just like, we're dead. We're dead. We're dead. We're dead. We're not dead. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, please don't run into the melee range. Exactly the same logic as what I talked about the Reinhardt, right? I'm going to draw a boob. This is Brigitte's melee range. If this is the range of her melee, we want to be here. Right? If we're here, she can't touch us. Then the bad woman no longer scares us. She only has 200 shield. You can kill that in a single left mouse button. Yeah!
Ha 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 ha.
Beautiful. Incredible. But there's still so much of level 3 to go, guys. See, I told you guys couldn't do it. You can't handle level 3. Oh, what clowns you look like, unable to handle a mere level 3. Oh, God. Imagine not being able to handle level 3. Oh, no. What is she doing? I actually don't know if that got the barrier. I think I actually did get onto her. I think she dropped the... But no. I think it was the perfect storm, actually. So let's talk about Tracer Bomb and barriers, mechanically speaking. This is the Reinhardt barrier, right? Reinhardt's like here.
Recognition
Hey,
for
look at all these
flawless
bits.
service.
100 bits. Ha! Level 3 mocks your 100 bits, but thank you very much. It's very much appreciated. I do want to be serious for a second, say thank you, guys.
Welcome
It's
to Overwatch,
very appreciated.
Monson.
Hey, gift sub as well. Oh, that level 3 though is still 62%. My god, level 3 is just, it's terrifying, isn't it? It's gruesome. So if we stick a pulse bomb on the barrier, Reinhardt drops the barrier, the pulse bomb actually turns back into like an object in the game world and falls. It's possible to pick that, to re-stick that pulse bomb. So what happened with this Brigitte is I think we got the bomb onto her shield. She dropped the barrier after, like, she stunned and then swung, dropping the barrier, and it basically just fell back onto her. If she dropped the barrier and stepped backwards, I don't think it sticks to her. I think it will just drop in front of her, and then she could just barrier again. It will kill the barrier probably, but that's fine. Yeah, just get out. Okay. So we did the exact thing we don't want to do. If you need healing and you see a Moira going in, yeah, jump in that thing. Like, stay in that beam. That beam is gonna keep you rosy. Don't, especially on a console, I wouldn't expect a Moira to turn all the way around to try and heal us. What gets me is that there's the Ana here as well, with the sleeping Hammond. If you just stand still, oh my god! Oh wait, no, it's just that the hype train's over. Yep, you fools! I knew it. I knew it, you couldn't do it. Such strong support though, level 2 completed. My god, guys, you did it. You slayed level 2, but level 3 is just too much. It's just too powerful. I don't know if the Moira is angry at like their Tracer or you. I think it's at you. My guess is it's at you. Again, we don't fight here. There's a brig. You saw the brig. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. Okay, let's talk about where we should fight maybe instead of like just saying don't fight here. Like we should be looking for, like, you can poke through there, but just definitely don't like run into there. Check hanging out around here and just like seeing what they're doing. If you're feeling chatty like our last Tracer was, then you can call out where they're going and give that info. But you mostly just want to see like what pathway they want to take, because then you can start making a plan. Everybody supersonic racing. Yeah. That's Hammond. So what needs to happen here is either everyone needs to focus the Hammond, or you just kind of ignore the Hammond because he's not actually doing anything. Chasing Hammond is always a fool's errand. Because while 3 people went and chased this Hammond, who's getting healed and has shields and will just kind of roll away, Reaper literally just ran into your backline and killed everyone. Look, there he is. There he is. Oh, the cheeky little scamp. Look at this guy go. He's just run in there and killed everyone. The McCree needed to just like flashbang the Hammond while he's doing this nonsense, and then everyone kills him. That's what needs to happen here. Yeah, this is concerning. That's Hammond. He exists to waste your time. He exists to pull your attention away. Your Hammond just got grabbed. Winston's doing work. Oh god, Jesus. So I'm still very much in the mindset. I haven't like adapted to new Brig at all. So I'm still in the mindset of if I see Brig as Tracer. Oh, that's unluckers. That's a good job by that Tracer though. To spot you and like deal with you. Step right up. Okay, sure. He's just kind of just melts. Ugh. This needs to be one hell of a pulse bomb. There's not too much to add on to this one aside from the stuff we talked about in the previous coaching. Okay, needs to be us. You need I can't see what time is because it's red and woo. That was weird. Don't just stand still, please. That gives me heart palpitations. I can't actually see the timer because red is just obliterated. Again, if you are going to touch for a second and then get off. You only need to touch. I think it's like I'm gonna be safe in saying I think 96% upwards and up. You can touch and it will trigger overtime. I'm not sure exactly what the time is, but that feels about right to me. 96, 97%. If you just tap the point for like a second and then get off it, it will trigger overtime and you'll get the full overtime. It doesn't like scale. I want to say 97 to be safe. So in the time it'll take you to like just blink across the point here, you will have touched it and tapped it and it will be available. Now let's see. Because here's the thing, once overtime starts, like, it takes quite a long time for the overtime fuse to burn down at first. You really have more time than probably you would expect. It's chaos. Chaos on a console. I struggle with this. I struggle with this a lot. Dealing with chaos on a console. I don't know how console players do it. I would be absolutely useless at this point. She's got the health pack. Yep. Recall out. Keep trying to keep her busy. Nice. Honestly, yeah, contesting the Tracer. That's kind of all we needed to do. High up from the shelf targets. Contest the Tracer. Soldier cleaned up. So, again, one of the big things I'm noticing, and like, as weird as it sounds, the big takeaway from both of these Tracers, and I'd say it's probably true for a lot of Tracers out there, it was true for me for a long time, and it still kind of is, because I don't get to play Tracer enough, so I imagine I still have a ton of bad habits. That's where I start questioning my own spelling of very mundane words. Patience. Patience. Patience, 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 patience. It's very easy to sort of get into the mentality of, like, I can run in and engage super quickly, so surely everyone else must be ready to engage. It takes... Tracer is so much faster than everyone else in the game. She is so quick, so agile. You can get in so early, and you aren't Doomfist. You can't just jump into 6 people and get a kill. That's Doomfist. Doomfist gets to do that. It's annoying as hell, it's stupid as hell, and it completely invalidates Tracer's existence, but hopefully one day that balance will be rectified. But Tracer, yeah, patience. Do not be afraid to spend a little bit of time scoping out, like, oh, the enemy wants to go through this pathway, so I can then set up in this position and catch them from this off angle, right? And having like little plans, little ideas of, oh, if they're pushing through here, I can attack from here. If they're pushing through here, I can attack from here. Just to take this map as a very basic example, you can set up in this little room. So if they want to push in through main, you can just start shooting this way and then blink out and recall and run away if you need to. You can try and set up from over here. You can try and set up and go all the way around. If they want to go in through this route, you could be either in here, you can come in from this side, you can come in from like further this way, over towards where the large health pack is. If they do want to go that way, you can just always just blink away and just run away. And I think that is the other big lesson with Tracer, and I think something that people don't take enough of, which is Tracer's superpower is that any fight you don't like, you can just leave. And that's Tracer's real power. That's the real strength of Tracer. Any fight you don't like, you can just leave. And that gives you so much ability. Like, as long as you've got the cooldowns, yeah, you just leave. You don't give a shit. And so that gives you so much ability in terms of scouting and setup, because you can be in these risky positions and just run away if you need to. And if they start chasing you, that's just wasting their time, because literally no one can catch you. No one will keep up with you. If you have recall and 3 blinks, nothing can stop you just doing whatever you want. So you got to play like that. You got to play with that attitude of, I can be wherever I want to be. Where can I be that's smart, and where can I be that can cause problems for the enemy team, and go from there. There we go. Otherwise, that's going to be it for the Tracer Coach of the Many. Like I said at the start, if you want to submit footage, soon the PTR will hopefully hit live pretty quickly, and we'll have replay codes. That will be incredible, because then you can just send me codes, and I can do those. You can put them in YouTube comments, you can put them in emails to oamreviews@gmail.com. You can do anything you like. Until that happens, though, you still have to do it the old-fashioned way, play some games in competitive, go into the replay client, record the replay, and submit that. Just put it in first person on your perspective, send that in. Otherwise, you can record live. Both of these were recorded live from the game, which is kind of cool. Always nice to see because then we get the comms and stuff like that, so we can see that, but it's a little bit harder to just go and record all your games, so replays I find much easier. Otherwise, thank you to both of you for submitting it. Tracer's a very exciting hero. I wish she was more viable. I'd love to play her more. She's awesome. She's great. Hopefully you guys like Tracer too. See you in the next one. Bye, YouTube!